Hey, good morning. All right. Today's topic is going to be elimination diets. So, if you don't know what that means, so basically, the easiest way to explain it is your food that you eat really affects a lot of what's going on in your body. Um, there are a lot of conditions that people have that actually can be helped by changing the foods that you eat. So there are, people have food sensitivities. People, well, obviously, people have food allergies and stuff like that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just sensitivities to things that cause inflammation in the body. And it's very unfortunate and very sad that most physicians don't focus on nutrition. I mean, like, it's such an important part of your health and your body and what's happening with your body. It really surprises me that it's not more of a topic of discussion. Like, when someone has a health issue and you're trying to figure out how to make it better, I don't understand why we don't look at what we eat, because it is a big part of it. So there are foods that, are very well known to cause inflammation in the body for many people. Some people tolerate foods differently than others. For example, I don't tolerate vegetables very well, but a lot of other people can eat them and it doesn't bother them. So basically, what it means to do an elimination diet is you are going to eliminate all of the foods that are known to cause inflammation and reactions in the body, and then gradually reintroduce them and figure out what food is causing the problem. Okay. So there's a couple different elimination diets that I'm going to talk about. The first one is Whole 30. And I am sure that a lot of you have heard of Whole 30. So quite a few years ago, this has been, part of my own personal journey of trying to figure out what I can eat and what I can't. Quite a few years ago, and I can't actually even remember when it was. I want to say it was probably like maybe 2016, 2017, somewhere around in there. I decided to do the Whole 30, mostly because I knew that I just wasn't feeling my best, and I just wanted to figure out how to feel better. And I just wanted to see if, I could figure out if I had sensitivities to foods. So I did the Whole 30. And what the Whole 30 is, basically, it's a book. There's this big book, and I wish I had mine handy. I think mine's actually downstairs. But it's a hardback book. I ordered it on Amazon. It is like I don't know, it's like it explains food sensitivities. It explains foods that cause inflammation and everything. It talks a lot about that. And then it outlines the program, the rules. It has recipes. It has everything you need in this one book. So, and I don't think it wasn't very expensive. I mean, back then when I did it, I want to say it was like maybe $20 or $30. I really don't remember. But it's basically just this big book that you order, and then you read it and you follow it, and it explains everything. So the Whole 30 means for 30 days, you eliminate all of the things that are known to cause inflammation. Well, not all of them, but most of them. So I would say the Whole 30 is for someone who can tolerate fruits and vegetables okay. I did the Whole 30 and I still had a lot of issues, but I was eating a lot of vegetables, which I know now that was probably part of my problem. But the main concept of the Whole 30 is for 30 days, you eliminate specific foods from your eating plan. You just focus on eating clean, whole, real foods, and you just eliminate the things that, are pretty well known to cause inflammation. And then after you complete the 10 or the 30 days, then for the next 10 days, you there's a reintroduction plan that's actually laid out in the book, and it tells you, okay, on day 1, reintroduce this, and then you pay attention to how it makes you feel. And then day 2, you reintroduce this, pay attention to how it makes you feel. And the whole purpose of it is to eliminate foods and then get your body just feeling really good. And then one at a time, add those foods back and just see what you're sensitive to. It really helps to figure out, you know, what foods maybe you might want to avoid to help you feel your best. So the rules, so I actually I have it pulled up here because I can't remember all the rules because it's, like I said, it's been many, many years ago since I did the whole 30. So the rules are that you eat real food. You eat meat, seafood, and eggs, vegetables and fruit, natural fats. You can use herbs, spices, and seasonings. And let's see, it says eat foods with a simple or recognizable list of ingredients or no ingredients at all because they're whole and unprocessed. So the main concept is basically you're eating meat, eggs, fruits, vegetables, and some fats. You're, adding some what they consider to be natural fats. So it sounds, it seems very, very familiar as far as, or like I should say it seems very similar to keto. The main difference is that you're still allowed to have fruit. And, fruit is actually very high in natural sugar. So fruit is not really keto friendly unless you're eating berries, but it seems very, very similar to a keto eating plan aside from the fruit part. So they have a list. So I'm actually on their website. You can go to whole30.com and they have a list of the rules. And you can order the book and everything. But so on their website, so for 30 days, the things that you're going to eliminate, no added sugar, real or artificial, no alcohol in any form for 30 days. That was a bit of a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie, because I do like to have my social drinks on the weekends, but no alcohol, no grains whatsoever, no legumes. Now, the exception for that is green beans and peas. So I think that that's because they are less inflammatory, like all the other beans, legumes, including peanuts, because peanut is actually not considered a nut. It's actually a legume. So no legumes whatsoever, except for green beans and peas. No dairy, which is that's a hard one. No dairy. The exception is you can have clarified butter or ghee. So basically what ghee is they take butter and they remove all of the milk products out of it. So that's why they call it clarified butter. No, and I am not going to be able to pronounce this right, no carrageenan or sulfites. And in the book, they have a whole list of what that means, like what foods does that mean, but it's an additive that you're supposed to avoid. No recreating baked goods or treats or junk food with approved ingredients. So basically, they're saying they want you to break the habit of like snacking and eating treats. And so even if you can make some, banana pancakes, you're not supposed to make them, because you're supposed to eat your meals and train yourself to not be snacking on junk food and treats. So even the Whole30 approved ingredients, you're not supposed to make them into treats. So I thought that was interesting. And then for this particular plan, they do not want you on the scale or taking measurements for the entire 30 days. So the focus of this plan is just to eat Eat clean, whole, real foods, get rid of the inflammatory foods, and just get your body feeling better. Um, and it's very common for people to actually lose weight doing this plan, but that's not the goal. So they don't want you to be on the scale. They just are basically wanting you to get rid of the inflammatory foods and just, get your body feeling good. So those are the things that you can eat and then the things that you have to avoid. And so it is a very challenging 30 days. I felt really pretty good when I did this plan. I remember feeling very good. I still had my usual kind of some stomach issues because I was eating a lot of vegetables, but overall, my energy was good. My clarity was good. I felt pretty good. And then when I did the 10-day reintroduction phase, there were really no surprises. I mean, sugar was a horrible reaction for me when I added sugar back in. Dairy, I had a little bit of sensitivity to dairy, a little bit to peanuts, and the grains absolutely made me feel horrible. So it is no surprise there whatsoever. So that's the whole 30 elimination plan. And I mean, I really highly recommend if you have any kind of, health issues that you're just struggling to figure out, I recommend you just try it. I mean, doctors are not going to say, we need to look at your food, which is unfortunate because, I mean, sometimes the food is what is triggering the issues. A perfect example that I can think of is my husband. He has ulcerative colitis. He developed it from an antibiotic that he was given to treat a respiratory infection. His body had an immune response to that antibiotic, and he developed ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disorder that he'll have for the rest of his life. And he had struggles and struggles and struggles for years with that until he actually went keto, eliminated sugar, eliminated gluten, got rid of those inflammatory things, and now he is in remission. Just getting rid of those foods that were, inflaming his body. I mean, the last time he went and had his checkup, he had no indication of inflammation in his colon at all. I mean, it's amazing. So I really encourage you, if you are having any kind of health issue that you just cannot get under control and you cannot figure out, and the doctor's not helping you and you're frustrated, try an elimination diet. What have you got to lose? I mean, honestly, what do you have to lose other than you just might feel better? So it's worth a try, right? The other elimination diet is a much more extreme elimination diet, and many people would not necessarily want to try this, but the carnivore diet is like the ultimate elimination diet. You eliminate the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, the sugar. You eliminate everything except for the animal products that are good for you, that we are meant to eat. As human beings, we are meant to eat this way. So, you eat meat, like poultry, fish, all that stuff, eggs, dairy, anything that comes from an animal you can have. Some people do eliminate the dairy as well. But basically for 30, 60, 90 days, however long you want to try it, you just focus on eating, meat and eggs, basically. Meat, eggs. If you don't want to do dairy, then you don't have to, but it is the ultimate elimination diet because you are truly getting rid of all of the inflammatory foods that we commonly eat. And then you can choose to do a reintroduction. I mean, for some people, they do this way of eating and they feel so amazing that they don't ever want to go back to eating anything, that makes them feel bad. So it's very individual. I keep saying we're all different. We all react different to different foods. Some people do the carnivore diet. They, feel much better. And then they start adding back things like vegetables, maybe berries, just, random things like that. Unless they don't make them feel good, then they'll be like, okay, well, I got rid of this and I felt great. And then I added this back in. Now I feel terrible again. So I'm just not going to eat that anymore. Like I'm done with that. For me, one of those foods, I mean, there's a lot of vegetables that I don't tolerate, but one of them for sure is cauliflower. Like, I cannot tolerate cauliflower at all. It makes me feel horrible, absolutely horrible. And so, you figure that out and you just know that. And so it's like, okay, well, I know if I want to feel good, I need to not eat this. If I love this so much and I don't care that it makes me feel horrible, then I'm going to eat it. So it just helps you figure out your body's response to what you're eating. So um, food can either help you or food can hurt you. It just depends. I mean, you got to eat clean, whole, real foods, get rid of the packaged junk, and get rid of the sugar. I know I preach this all the time, but yes, I really, really, really encourage you. If you are having any kind of frustrating health issues, issues that your doctor just can't seem to help you with and make you feel better, then why not try an elimination diet? I mean, honestly, it could be the best decision you have ever made in your life. And you might just discover you're going to feel better. I mean, you don't know till you try. So, anyway, that's all I have to say for today. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you are watching me on YouTube, you can comment down below. If you are watching me on Facebook, you can comment or you can message me. So either way, and let me know where you're watching from. I like to know that. So, all right, have a great day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.